they're 11 games over 500. They're 8-4 against the A's. They're 6-1 against the defending American League champion Rays. They're 4-2 against Toronto. They are 2-1 against the White Sox. They are 2-1 against the Giants. 1 game out of second place in the AL West, 3 games out of the wild card, 127 games into the season. And yet, 2 men still aren't extended. One of these 2 has managed them past embarrassing insults from one of their bosses, injuries, moments of chemistry disruption, has made smart plays with the bullpen, a bullpen that has, I think, been overachieving, but the way that they've been used, maybe this is the reality. I think they've been used well, and helping elite prospects get out of slumps. Oh, and by the way, somehow finagling just enough runs out of a rather pedestrian lineup. That's one of these 2 guys. The other one acquired Ty France, Chris Flexen, and Abraham Toro over the course of the past calendar year, in addition to transforming Seattle's farm system into the league's best in 3 seasons. Their names are Scott Servais and Jerry Dipoto. I don't know how many people have watched the hit 1990s slasher, I Know What You Did Last Summer, starring Freddie Prinze Jr., Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Felipe, and of course, the one and only Jennifer Love Hewitt. To quote Jennifer Love Hewitt, Mariners, when it comes to contract extensions for those 2,
what are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
I'm spinning around dramatically in my chair like Jennifer Love Hewitt does after yelling that. What's the holdup? I want this done now. And yes, I am just a simple sports talk show host that is ranting into a microphone and complaining for a living, as I do every single day. But what's the holdup? Really? Do it. Is it money? I mean, per Kevin Mather, who continues to be the albatross that keeps on dragging, I imagine, the front office down, you got money. And money should not be a holdup when we're talking about anything that does not involve the luxury tax. If you want to be a big boy franchise, that's what you have to do. I get it. Profits, blah, 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 blah. I don't care about that. I will talk about you as a team that has an obligation to the city to win. You want to keep these guys around, right? Because the direction that they are pulling this team in is clearly up. Scott Servais has gotten better at his job. Jerry Dipoto has gotten better at his job. There's a very obvious answer to how to keep this going. Give them contract extensions. And whatever they're asking for, honestly, do you really want to negotiate that hard? Don't you want to look like a model franchise? A franchise that looks at its most important employees and says, yeah, we're gonna give you exactly what you deserve. And maybe there's something going on behind the scenes that I'm not aware of, and I hope that there is, because this should be done. You are 11 games above 500. You're 3/4 of the way through the season, barring an epic collapse. And it would have to be epic. And I suppose it's possible just given the lack of bats in this lineup. But this team is going to finish above 500. And I don't know if any of us expected that going into the year. And to take it a little bit further, I mean, if this isn't a success right now, what is? I mean, what more can you ask for from this group? Oh, I guess do better against Houston and New York? That's legitimately it as far as things I can point to this season and say, it would have been nice if they were able to accomplish this. But if we're talking report cards right now, it's a B+, it's an A-. Obviously, things can change in the final month of the year. Even if they were to collapse, wouldn't this season be a success still? Jared Kelenic got out of a slump. You discovered something in Chris Flexen. You discovered something in Paul Sewald. You discovered something potentially in Abraham Toro. You have clearly seen that Ty France is a really capable player. You have seen a lot this year that should have you feeling pretty good about the future. Jake Fraley's actually turned into a decent player. So at this point in time, what is it for the Mariners that is holding up a contract extension? I want the deal done now. I get it. Things take time, negotiations, blah, 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 blah. Don't care about any of that. Get it done. What are you waiting for?